The following program is a real estate and mortgage show and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening and welcome to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts, Randy and Jackie Rodney, right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board, send us an email. Our email address is yourhomeyourmoney101@gmail.com. And now, right to your hosts of Your Home, Your Money, Randy and Jackie Rodney.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
How's it going out there in radio land? But, you know, if you were on YouTube or Facebook tonight, you would see the whole us. We're doing it in our reception area of our office tonight for a little switch up. Instead of the formal behind a table, we're looking like we're doing a podcast. What do you think? You like it?
Who? Does who like it?
You.
Does it matter if I like it?
No.
Okay.
Really doesn't matter if you like it.
Then that's it.
Because it's not up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, anyways, Randy, let everyone know how they can watch us on YouTube.
You go to YouTube, punch in your
Team Pros.
team pros, and that's it. And we'll pop up there. You can go to there's a button for live feeds. Click on that, and you'll see us there live.
Yeah, I tried it last week, then it worked perfectly fine. It worked great on YouTube and also Facebook.
Oh, you can also go to Facebook and punch in
Yes, you can.
your team pros.
There's only one minor thing. You got to have the S after the end of pros. Like pro with an S.
Yes.
If you don't do that, it won't work.
Your team pros. Yeah.
With an S. Because there's multiple pros here.
Tons of pros, yeah.
No,
wanna
there's
be pros.
one pro and his
Oh,
wife.
okay. Pro what? What
Pro
are you?
realtor.
Pro what?
Pro realtor
Oh.
and his wife.
So, how much real estate you do this year?
More than you.
Really?
Yeah. You don't do any of your own real estate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's
Really?
talk.
Okay, yeah, let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk.
Okay, let's talk.
Okay.
How many clients have I had out this year of yours, I guess?
All
then?
of them. Every single
Who?
one.
Who?
Everyone.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
let me ask you
three
this.
people
How
that
big
I've
of-
worked with this year, I met at my open houses when you weren't there. You were doing the
How
signs.
did you get your open houses?
How did I get to
Yeah.
them? I drove.
No, how did you get them?
What do you mean? How did I get them?
How did you get them?
We advertised them, and then I showed up with some refreshments, some cookies, some donuts, some water, some juice.
You advertise?
Yes,
No,
I did.
no,
yeah,
you didn't,
yeah.
because you don't
did
do
it?
that stuff.
Did you
yeah,
do it?
Yeah, I did.
No, Amanda
As a matter
did
of fact, not only that, my listings. So
Hold on.
Yeah.
Your listings?
Yeah.
Your listings.
Yes, from the team that I built. Yeah, if we're gonna go down that road, yeah, that's right. And you just hanging on like a leech.
So hold on. So for the last year, when you were basically only coherent in your own ears, and when you were in the hospital,
You mean you're not finished? I thought you were finished.
I'm not.
What was
I'm
that?
never finished.
What was that pause all about?
I'm never finished. Let's just put that out there. I am.
You
never
know what? I'm
finished.
sure there are much more interesting things you'd like to talk about, like maybe your nails.
No,
How about your lipstick?
I don't like my
Mm-hmm.
lipstick today, but unfortunately, it's one of these 24-hour ones. So once I put it on and realized I didn't like it, it's too much for me because I'm not. It's too bright for me. I feel my lips are like coming into room before me, and I don't like that. But I'm stuck with it because it has to wear off, or I got to go home and take something to it. Rubbing alcohol, I don't know. Not quite sure, but I did make that mistake today.
Okay, what about your hair?
What about my hair?
I'm just asking you.
What about your hair?
My hair is amazing. Thank you.
Okay, I'm glad you would think so.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay as long as you shave your head, because when you don't, you're, going around advertising your 3 or 4 bald spots.
How you feeling about your top?
I didn't like it, but you said you liked it, so I wore it.
Oh, it looks good. I said I liked it after you put it on. I'm not allowed to say I don't like it then. It's too late.
Okay, hold on. I'm 55 years old, almost 56, and I don't think in the 30 years I've known you that you've ever given a flying hoot about what anybody else thinks about what you think or you say.
You can't handle the truth.
So you're
I am
brutally
a typical,
honest. You are brutally honest.
I'm a typical married man. I just say things to make you feel
No,
good.
you do not. If anything,
Just
you say
like this
things that
conversation.
definitely make me feel like you're going like that. What do you? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to do some emails. Don't want to talk to you right now.
All right.
Oh, sorry. No, here it is again. Somebody's offering us jobs.
Oh, great.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Thank
we got a lot
you.
of
I
emails
could use
here.
one.
Oh, here we go. Oh, no. No, oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I thought it was. Can the chaplain sing tonight?
The chaplain.
From Cameron.
Who's the chaplain?
I'm not sure who it is. I'm thinking it's you, maybe. It's definitely nobody wants to hear me.
And they definitely don't want to hear me sing.
And right off the get-go,
Maybe
Jody
Jerry.
says, Randy, be nice to Jackie. Stop putting her down. Randy.
Who's Joey?
Jody.
Who's Jody? That's one of your emails,
Jody
isn't it?
is definitely
You,
my friend.
I saw you type in. I was wondering what you were doing. That's you. That's not.
And Ray says, let's talk about beauty secrets. Ray, I don't know if there's any secrets. And definitely not for me, because I am not one of I'm not one of those people.
You're pretty natural.
Yeah, I am.
And that was one of the things I really liked about you.
I'm not sure if I'm natural due to the fact that I couldn't be bothered to take the time to do what those other women do, like get out and put on this whole face. I don't have it in me. The same thing as my hair. My hairstyle is wash it, twist it all up, and put it in a little claw, and it dries like that, and then I put it down. I'm all about easy, the easy route. If it's easy, I'll try it.
Well, we really appreciate you sharing that with us.
He asked for some beauty tips.
Yeah,
There they
no,
are. Randy, how
no,
about your
that's
beauty
good.
tips?
Do you have any more emails?
No, but we want to know your beauty tips now.
Well, for me, it's a little bit different because God gave me this beauty right off the get-go, right off the shelf,
my
and
gosh.
nothing is needed to be added. And so,
I'll tell you what's needed to be added: a personality.
You want a personality?
You.
So, what did you fall in love with then?
I'm not sure anymore. You walked into that one.
Okay, all right, I'll take it.
You walked into that one.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so let's talk about how rude Randy can be sometimes, just before we get into some real estate.
Do you mean direct?
So, he calls me. He calls me earlier today, and I'm like, hi, I was at a drugstore trying to get some allergy drops, and he's like, did you take all the books? And I thought he was talking about, he gave me this stack, if anybody's on watch, he gave me this stack of books that he has written to help people, either sellers, buyers, maybe you're getting a divorce, how to
navigate.
Yeah,
is
that's the word. How to navigate your real
where
estate.
it comes to real estate,
Yeah,
not
that's
where
what
it
I
comes
was
to
just gonna
divorcing.
say.
It's just strictly about real
Right,
estate.
but that's what I was going to say.
But different
Buddy,
topics.
But he keeps, Budinsky, moo, moo, the cow. Anyways, so he calls me and he's like, where are the books? Did you take them? I'm like, I thought he meant those books, but what he meant was the 4 books for the listings that we're doing. And we do a special book for all of our listing appointments, which is quite intense. When I dropped them off, my one guy said, wow, this is quite the book. And then his wife looked at it and she's like, wow, this is a really nice book. And I'm like, yep, that's what we give before we go out on the appointment or sometimes with the appointment. So that was the books he was talking about that needed to be dropped off to the houses. But I didn't notice what he was talking about. I said, oh, yeah. I said, you know what? I'm on my way to the office, but I'm at Shoppers right now getting some eye drops. This man, all I hear in the phone is, did I ask you if you're coming to the office? And did I ask you where you were? I asked you. I'm like, he's like, I asked you about the books. And I'm like standing in the aisle. And I'm like, did this mother, you know what, just say that to me in the phone? So I'm like, so he's still trying to go. Look at you. You could see his face right now. Because I guess it's not your best side, right? So anyways, I'm
it's a
like,
good
so he's
side.
still trying to go on to me. I'm like, okay, bye. This is all I'm saying in the phone. And then finally I go click. So I paid for my eye drops and I left and I got in the car and I was kind of pissed off because I'm like, who the hell do you think you are to talk to me like that? So I started texting him. Did you even check
Yes,
them?
I saw them.
And I'm like, I don't know if you think, but sometimes you are really rude. And then I typed another text, but I deleted that one because the next one wasn't so nice.
The first one was a
And
nice.
I just said to him, I said, you know what? You better check yourself. Because if not, I'm going to be checking you for you, and you are not going to like it. But I was shocked. So, guys, only thing I can tell you is that you've all been kind of, like emailing saying, oh, you're so glad that Randy's feeling better. I'm not. And actually, one of the books that I dropped off was to our friend's house in Ajax, and it was for their mom. And he's like, oh, you know what? He's like, I'm so glad Randy's feeling better. I need to get him doing this. So maybe he doesn't need the surgery. I don't want him to have the surgery and all this. And I said, you know what? Let him have the surgery. Let him go through it. Because when he was sick, he was a lot nicer. When he wasn't on his game and he wasn't in the office 24/7 working, he was a nice man. He was actually the husband I knew before. And now that he's way better, his sugars have gone down, his energy is up because he's taken some supplements and doing what the doctor said. And now he's become Mr. Rude ASS, that if you ain't working and he's working, then there's issues. So I'm just letting you know that live, that.
That's the female version.
Oh, okay.
The male version was this.
You know what I actually did
I
after?
called her to ask because the books weren't there. And she has this habit of taking things and storing them in Never Never Land. And so these were very important. They cost us a fair amount. Each book costs us roughly around $300 for our clients. They are highly specialized, highly personalized with regards to the selling process of our clients' homes. They take us an enormous amount of time to do. We have to buy reports and a whole bunch of stuff, then organize it. And it's quite an ordeal. And so these books are not where they're supposed to be. And
Well, I don't think they're supposed to be sitting on the shelf.
I mean, that way we see that they need to go out because they're right there. I don't have a lot of stuff on my desk.
Oh, all of a sudden you don't.
There's
Your
a lot of
desk-
stuff on my desk.
Their desk was the messiest thing in here
When?
for quite a while.
Yeah, but when are you talking about right now?
About 2 weeks ago, up until 2 weeks ago for the last 3 years. And there's so many.
Honestly,
hold
she
on.
is
No, because you know what? Any of our team members can let you know.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
Mike,
Yeah,
our
Mike.
videographer,
Mike.
is here. Mike can tell us. How
Yeah,
messy
yeah,
is
let's
Randy's
see.
desk usually, Mike?
Mike,
Well, you're absolutely right. It can be pretty bad, but then I've seen it where it's really neat too. So I've seen it both
so
ways.
right, you've seen it both ways. She says
Messy
it's
more
been
than not.
messy for 3 years. Can that be an absolute exaggeration? Actually, would be considered a lie.
Is it, Mike?
So the desk sometimes it does.
You
get
know how they
very
do this
messy.
whole,
Anyways, let me finish the
No,
story.
you know those game
no,
shows
because you're just
where they're
distracting
like, where they're
and you're
like,
lying.
you got to call for help. Remember those game shows where you got to call?
Every
gotta call
single
for help?
man knows what
I'm
it's
putting
like
out a call to Anthony,
try
Amanda, and
to have a
Aaron.
conversation with your wife. She talks. They live a completely different reality. There's absolutely nothing on my desk. There's like two things on my desk. One is this writer thing, and the other thing is actually underneath the desk, some papers that I'm actually working on. That's what's there. These books are sitting on my credenza. You walk in, you see some ornaments and those books. That's all you see, not 100 pieces of paper,
Okay.
so that we can get them out. She
okay.
has taken them, and typically speaking, whatever she grabs, she takes, and it's gone. If you don't catch her that day, she doesn't even know where she put them. They could be anywhere. That's why she has a team of 3 people working behind her to do all the things to make sure that the clients are having amazing experience. And she believes that she does everything. So, but besides that, let me finish my story. So they're gone. So I call her to ask her where's the books. So she just goes off on this tangent about what she's doing.
Okay, tangent?
This is my
Tangent.
story. You told yours, including that
boy.
my desk is messy for 3 years.
Well, I
and then we
actually-
could take the
okay,
camera in
when
there.
you're
You can
finished-
see it right now.
No,
But
you cannot, Mike. We have cameras all over the office.
Yeah.
and
So
they're
check for the
recorded.
last 3
So I
years.
think Mike could bring up the last
Yeah.
3 years daily and
Yeah.
see what a mess it's been.
yeah, do it.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take care of it.
So
Thank
yeah,
you, Mike.
yeah, Mike.
For the next show, please, Mike.
Yeah, so just make sure you charge that to Jackie. I don't want
Absolutely.
anything to do with that. She'll just pay you cash.
Perfect.
So so the thing is that you know, I want these books to make it to the customer, and I don't want her to lose them. And not only that, if I ask her something, she may just lie like she just did. Like, oh yeah, I gave them to the clients. But meanwhile, she has no
you-
idea where they are.
Oh.
And
That
And-
is not cool.
well, it's very true. And the thing is, she may even believe she gave them to the clients and she didn't. So, but it's possible. That's a rarity, but that was my way of getting her back for the 3 years of a messy desk. So now I call her and say, hey, where is the book? Did you take them? Because no one else would have. She's
That's
the
how
only
you
one
said-
that would.
Maybe you said, "Hi, darling,
So
where
then,
are the books?"
yeah, I
Maybe
probably
you
said
said
that
that,
first.
right?
Hi, sweetheart, this. And then she goes on, I don't know what the
I
heck,
told
something
you
about
Tuesday.
shopper, something about what she's buying and all that. I go, did I ask you what you're buying or what you're doing at shoppers? I asked you about the book. I got a lot to get done, and I want to know the answer to this, and I really don't care what you're doing at shoppers,
Nice,
to be
eh?
honest.
Nice,
It's
nice.
the truth. And I want to get back to my work. So she gets mad at that. And then
I think it's rude. I think
it was
it's
a little
very rude to
It was,
speak to somebody like
it
that.
It was abrupt. It wasn't
Especially
rude.
the person that makes your life more tolerable.
You're right. I should have had a little bit, but at that moment I was
You have a lot of moments like that.
a lot. So
You
here
do.
you go again.
You do.
So you said you delivered the books and you didn't.
I did not tell you that I delivered the books.
I'm
You
only
are
kidding.
a liar.
I'm right now.
I did.
I'm lying
I did deliver
because you're
one when I was up
lying.
north yesterday to the client.
Yes, I know that. So, anyways, she went, and so she was coming to the office, and what she really hated was I said, well, do not come into the office. You have those books. Go and drop them off.
Click.
And that was it. Bang.
Click.
And then she went and dropped them off and sent me nasty texts. So, but the thing was, at least the work got done because it takes a couple of hours to go around. I mean, if we don't,
I had to go to Scarborough, pick up lock boxes.
Per later, or Jackie or someone has to do it. So the books weren't lost.
Usually
but I
it's
want to
Jackie.
talk something slightly different. I want to talk about what's actually in the book since we brought it up.
Okay.
And the truth of the matter is, no, I don't believe you would lie that you dropped them off if you didn't. But I do believe that you lied about the desk, and you
I
just
did
lied.
not lie about
you
the
did.
desk.
The 3 years.
You know what's funny though, Randy? Do you know what's funny? There's proof.
Jackie,
So,
there
and
is.
you, okay,
There
guys.
is no proof.
Okay, I
It
got to tell you,
happens.
whenever
Things
Randy
get
knows
messy.
that he does something that he shouldn't have to
That
me,
is not
or if he
true.
knows that I'm telling the truth, he gets this
Mike-
little. No, he does this little giggle, and his eyes
Mike,
start to get
rescue
bright.
me here.
I'm trying. I'm
Be
trying.
honest.
To be honest, I've seen his desk really clean, but unfortunately, right behind his chair, there's a whole mess on the floor.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
So he,
but the
so
desk
he
is
takes
clean.
the mess and he puts it on the floor.
He does.
But guess what, guys? He puts it on the floor, waits for me to pick it up.
Well,
Waits for
that's
me
not
to
exactly
dump his
true.
garbage.
What it is when you're blowing through things as quickly as I do, right? There's a fury of mess. I mean, if I go through 100 pieces of papers in a day, it's nothing.
That's fine, but at the end of the day, clean up your mess.
Yeah, that's true. I really should. But sometimes I'm totally exhausted. Sometimes I actually will work for like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 hours. And then by the time the whole work thing has worn off and I'm not in the heat of the moment, I'm exhausted.
You mean the heat
I
of
don't
the
even
moment
know.
when you're
I don't
rude?
even know how I'm going to get home. Never mind clean up. That energy's not there.
I suggest you sleep at the office when that
then-
happens.
And then, and then, be careful what you wish for.
Oh,
and
hey,
then,
you-
then I said, be careful what you wish for. And then what happened? What actually happened is the last maybe 2 years, a year and a half, somewhere around there, my diabetes numbers were double digits. And there's this thing about diabetes that when your blood is like maple syrup instead of the thickness of blood, the viscosity of blood, that you are basically a walking zombie. You think everything is the same, everything feels the same, but when you come out of it, finally you plateau. Either you lose a limb or something crazy happens, you have a heart attack or a stroke, or you plateau and you go into a state of diabetic ketosis and you end up in a short-lived coma because people will take you to the hospital and they'll revive you. So here I am going through this zombie state, which I'm trying to get work done, and sometimes I don't clean up, and it does happen. It's not super common, like my wife says. It was the last 3 years. I would honestly say it's probably about 30% of the time that happened to me in the last 3 years, not 100% like she's saying.
30%.
And
Are you
and
for real
I
right
do.
now?
I am notorious. I have a little tiny leather garbage bin behind me. I fill that up almost every day.
And doesn't dump
And then
it.
sometimes I don't empty it. So now I'm filling up the floor. And that's it. And going through things, organizing, stacking, adding, improving the systems so that my wife can go out there and
check
talk.
him out.
It's
check him
true.
out. Right?
And
The mess is because his wife needs to go out there.
no, that's not what I said. but it's okay. You will hear what you hear anyways, and then make up your stories. And I'll hear what I hear, and I'll make up my stories. So then what happens is I'll do this, and I go through these moments so that I can improve the systems that my wife goes out there and implements, so that the people who she's servicing will get the extreme best service that I know is possible, that I have gained since 1988 till today in the same industry. And what I do is all of that stuff, all of the stuff that I've ever dreamed of doing for clients and all that, I have all been trying to put that all together into one very fluid system. And it's very hard to do. It's a lot harder than I thought, but I'm really enjoying it. And what happened was, is after I came out of the hospital, and I don't know, a week went by, that's when I realized how bad this whole zombie state of the diabetic ketosis was, the completing things. Do you know that it's been about a month and almost 5-6 weeks I've been out of the hospital. First 2 weeks, not a lot, but things started being a little bit different. I started acting differently. I started completing my circles. I started doing things. It was really weird. And then now, the amount of stuff that I accomplish now is incredible. And I'm tying a lot of loose ends that I had before that I just couldn't take to the finish because of my zombie state. I'm taking them to the finish now, and it's absolutely incredible and exciting.
Okay,
now, I want to, before you do that, I want to talk about,
about what we talked about.
and then we will, but I want to talk about what's in the book. I really do.
Do you have a book?
No, you give them to the clients, so we're out of them, which is good. No, however, should I save it for when we have a book? No, I think I'll just give you a quick rundown. One, in the first 40 pages, what we do is we put in writing exactly what we do for our home sellers, and we put it in writing so they know exactly what we will do. And it's not just talk. They can easily hold us accountable to it because it's right there. And in that book, it tells them what we're going to do, how we're going to advertise, how we're going to market their home, and all of that stuff. It tells them what our guarantees are and all of that stuff. And it tells them specifically for them, how we're going to go about marketing a home for them. We sign that part, and that's their marketing plan. So they know exactly what they will get with us. That's one. The next section is everything that the government has that's available, that the government has on their home. So the demographics, the property, when it was built, the exact size of each of their floors and the overall building, their lot size, all that stuff that they may or may not know. Some of it they won't know, some of it they will. If there was a permit issued on the property and they did upgrades and things like that, those things are all listed on the government site. We give them all of that. So they know everything about their home at that point. Then we get into the comparative analysis, which is basically most realtors will do a comparative analysis, and what it is, ours is done in 3 colors. We do it in green, blue, and a pink. It's to represent green being the sold items. So the sold items are exactly where you want to be. You want to be like those people, sold and on to your next voyage in life. And the blue is like the color of the sky. You're sort of dreaming about selling. Those are the people who are on the market. They're dreaming about selling. So that is your competition. And you really want to kind of know where the competition is so that you can and that's now in the middle of the day, right? So the where the competition is, so you can know exactly what to do for how to position your property to be the best value. And then we have the pink area. The pink area is like the red. The red is danger, stop. And those are all the people that tried to sell homes like yours, and they are telling you exactly what not to do. So don't do that. And so we give them this comparative analysis that's in color coded to help them to really get a grasp of the marketplace. And then, and it comes with some graphs and things of that nature, days on market, proximity with a map of where all the listings are around their home, the solds, expires, the list. And then we give them a printout of the neighborhood. So, and it's just a one-liner. So if there were homes that they thought that should have been in the package, and usually the only reason the home is not in your package is because it's just not suitable as a comparable property to your home. But we still give you a line-by-line list of those so that there's something you could bring up to us if you wish. We could show you it's right there and tell you why it's not included as a comparable for your property. And then finally, we give you the area stats. So we give you the stats that are going on in the GTA. Then we give you the break it down to the stats that are going on in your region, and then we break it down to the stats that are going on in your community, and then we break it down to your home type in your area. This is what's going on. So you have an absolute clear understanding of what you need to do in order to get your home sold. So that's what's in our books. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, babes.
Let's see what people are saying about you. Janice says, hey kids, listening in today from Toronto. Jackie, don't bother. You can never win with Randy. He twists everything to look like it's in his favor. Oh my gosh,
It's a good
how did
point.
these people know you already?
Well, yeah, and you know what? How come you don't know? And she knows.
I know.
Did you see Mike sent a picture of the desk?
Yeah.
And that's your stuff all over there. You went and brought 3 apples on the desk
Hold
and
on.
your macaroni and all that stuff.
That's all that's on the desk is
That's
3
the
apples.
majority of the mess that's on
and
the desk.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and then
I
a
bet you
computer
any
and some
money-
paper.
I bet you any money that I have probably photos or something when that desk. And the funny, this is the last I'm going to say about the messy desk, okay? The funny thing is that when we bought the office and we first opened, we were all told by Mr. Randy that there is to be no mess on any desk ever. If you use an office, when you leave that office, you need to take all your things with you.
Yep.
And the office needs to be pristine, because my husband is all about how something looks. If you guys happen to, have a check in on some of our videos, you see the way he is. But because there's windows everywhere. We are how much feet on the street? Our windows, like a lot. Anyways, so you can see in from the street, you can see pretty much a lot of our offices, but he's the only one that did not follow his rule. I'm just putting that out there. Tina says, no, you have nothing to say, right? Do you have anything to say?
I want you to go on.
No,
I don't want to waste any more time with this.
Of course you don't.
You
because
are
as
such an
soon-
exaggerator.
As soon as I say something that's real, this is what you do.
What do you mean by real? Like real in your world?
Randy, you do not.
Real in your world. Just like when we were at the doctor, you were talking all this stuff, and I go, you have a wife too, right? So you know that she's talking about something that happened 20 years ago, something that happened 6
We haven't
years
had the
ago,
office for
something
20
that
years.
happened 4 years ago, something, and she's linked it all together, and it's all happening right now. So that's the way she
Yeah,
talks.
okay. So-
and then he shook his head and said, I understand. That was actually funny.
You know what? He only said that to appease him, because really he was thinking, oh my gosh, I feel for this woman. Anyways,
Well,
Tina,
he didn't say that. So you
Tina-
felt that? Is that what happened?
Tina says, are you selling books or houses? No, we give the books away. All the information, we have a ton of books. They'll be on our website shortly, but I know what you mean. Are we selling? But yeah, we're selling houses as well, Tina, or we wouldn't be sitting here. still. Don says, hello, see Jackie. Randy always puts you down. That's not love. There's truth behind the mask.
Who is that?
Don.
Maybe Don wants you.
Then Jim says,
That's
my
not
take.
love.
And
Hey,
then
Don, that's not love.
Jim says, see, Jackie, when somebody is scared, like Randy was when he was sick, they are nice. As soon as they think that they are out of the woods, they become pricks again. Thanks, Randy. And he'll always twist the stories. He should work for the Liberal Party.
Who's that?
Jim. And then Cindy says, hey, to the real estate show, Randy, quit whining. Mike says, Jackie hit him. I do that. He hates it when I slap him in the back of the head, but I do. And that's the answer. That was Mike. James says, what the F? Randy, I thought that you promote your business as a team. Do you treat all your team members like Jackie? I would quit.
She gets it the worst.
I'm the only one he does this to because he wouldn't do it to anybody else.
No.
He's really, really good to everybody else. Ron says, Jackie, go to work for another real estate company that you can make money at, and they would have a very organized and clean environment. That's all.
That's a good one. Who's that, Ron?
Yeah, Francis says, Randy, you're boring us. Olivia, Randy,
Thank you,
why don't you
Francis.
try to sell some homes like other agents instead of screwing around with all your other crap that doesn't work?
Who's that?
Oops, Olivia. How many
Olivia.
houses have you sold in the last 3 months?
She's a real joy.
You waste so much time with your nonsense, according to what you always tell us about these ideas. What a waste of time and money. Do you even think about selling a house? Try that.
You know what's really interesting? I would love to see how she raises her children.
What does that mean?
Like, because I'm
How does
thinking
that have anything to do with what she said to
well,
you?
because this is how she's either one of those keyboard warriors, or this is how she interacts with everyone. Just goes around talking all negative. You know, it's really interesting that you see things as doom and dark as you do, and you have all the greatest answers. Thank you, but no thank you.
Okay. Then Steve says, wow, really? Randy has everyone conned, especially Jackie,
Thank you, Steve.
about all of his pet projects to list and sell homes. It is a waste. It doesn't work. There
Ooh,
are
wow.
agencies that are killing you, I am sure.
Yes.
Too much fancy. Anything that is new and shiny, Randy tells us what he is doing. Really? Selling tons of houses, a waste of time, effort, and money, and he has all of his staff conned.
Thanks. Wow.
Ooh.
That's really nice.
Helga says, bad, bad, bad. It seems to be all about image with Randy, not selling. It is all about image. That doesn't work. He seems to always be involved with crap, except listing homes. Bad businessman. Okay,
Listing homes. You guys are funny. This is the keyboard warrior stuff, eh? A bunch of negative Nellies. I appreciate, and you know what? Honestly, if I listen to you guys, yeah, I should become an Uber driver. Fine. That's your opinion, and thank heavens I wasn't raised with you guys. So, I'm not really too worried about it. I love what I do. The reason why I work so hard in having everything the way it is because I do it for my customers, because they want the top dollar. And you don't get top dollar from having a poor presentation, sloppy work, poor marketing, poor negotiation skills. You don't get top dollar from that. You get top dollar from excellence. Now, a lot of you guys don't believe that, which tells me you haven't experienced the difference about being below average, average, and above average, and seeing the results. When you're above average, which takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, you have to be very, very loyal, you have to be very, very passionate, or you will not get there. And so that's just it. And I also know that it is true that you could say, well, all you got to do is sell homes. That's it. So that's your belief.
that's what a lot of agents do, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people do that. I personally don't want to sell homes. That's not what I want to do. I want to help people to sell their home and to get the maximum dollars to achieve their goal. That's what I want to do. And if I can't do that, then I quit. I'll be like every other realtor and I don't want to do it. And that's just who I am. And you either appreciate it or you don't. And it turns out that our clients really do appreciate it. And obviously you guys don't. And that's okay. It's not for you then. You can go out and get the other realtors that don't do that. That all they do is just do what they do. And that's fine. Use them. You know, one of the interesting things that I've always said, and Jackie knows this more.
Worse.
Oh, no, let them get worse. And Jackie knows this more than anybody. When I go and I see our clients and they say, okay, well, let's do this, I tell them, well, you know what, you can think about it. Because there's no pressure from me. You know what? The next agent's in there and they say, well, you know, let's think about it. No, what's there to think about? You got to sign this. You got to do this. That's not how we deal with things. Does it mean that you lose some customers? Yeah. Do I mind losing customers? No. Why? Because the amount of work that we put into each customer, if they aren't committed to us, then it's not worth doing the work. So that's the way we are. Some people like it, some people don't. Obviously, we have a lot of keyboard warriors that don't like it.
Okay, anyways, Bob says to you, he had to write in because doom and gloom, I am not a keyboard warrior. Your business practices seem to suck. It's always about your customers. That would be good if you had any.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Okay, so I'm going to put it out there. My husband and I like to ride each other. We've always been like this. We're more entertainment for people, I think, than anything else. Everybody gets a kick out of us. But I have to step in and say one thing, that I will be honest with you. There are 5 of us on our team, and not one of us is a salesperson. Not one of us. Not one of us is out there hitting the pavement, you know, telling all kinds of stories to get listings. We're not, you know, we don't promote ourselves. As you can see, we haven't really promoted ourselves on the radio show that we've been doing for maybe 7 years. We have our clients that always work with us, and we have clients that are always referring us business. So we're not transaction based. We're not a Dan Plowman. We're not a Sean Lipp. We don't go out there and just plug through and, you know, pull through transactions and not really care about your clients. Unfortunately, I know everybody thinks, oh yeah, boo-hoo, that's a great story. But we really do care about the people that we work with. And
I think everyone cares about the people they work with. However, the amount of work that we do is very, very different. And it's for one reason, because we are striving for excellence. And that's just who we are. Not everybody can appreciate it. Most business people do not appreciate it. They don't like it. It's not people first, it's profit first. And profit-driven stuff. Cut this corner, don't do that. Nobody cares about that. And it's, you know what? Some people do care about that. You wouldn't know anything about that because it's not the world you live in. You don't live in that world. And you know what? It's really interesting because in real estate, over time, you start to learn the game. When people don't have a flippin' idea on how to get top dollar, they don't have negotiation skills, they don't have presentation skills, what do? They discount so that they can discount and try to get business based on the discount, and then talk the game as if they're going to do the things the other people do, but they don't, nor can they. It's not possible, because the real estate commissions, believe it or not, are not the way that you guys think that they're set up. There's a lot of hands involved in those real estate commissions, including the government, and the government's in for almost half. They're almost your partner. Okay, and then you got your brokerage, you got your team, and you got your building structure, all to feed off of those commissions. It's not like you get this big check. So the thing is that the discount brokers just can't afford to upgrade their educations, to learn to negotiate more, to have better presentations, to do better they just can't afford to do it. And then what does that mean? That means that the people who suffer are the people who they get, because
But
you know,
what you don't know, you don't know.
you don't know. You know, there was this thing going on, and I mean, as realtors, we just don't talk about it. You get a realtor who wants all of the commission to himself, doesn't want to pay another brokerage, so he opens up his own brokerage. So he goes out, gets a client, and let's say it's the busy time where there's 30 listings, because at that time, 30 offers, because at that time, there was a lot of people who went and opened up offices like that. Try to get an appointment, because to get an appointment back then, things are a little bit more automated now, but to get an appointment, you had to call, first of all, the office, leave a message. That person had to call the clients to be able to book the appointment. Then you had to call back the buyer's office, because you couldn't call the buyer agent directly, because if you called the buyer agent directly, you wouldn't know if they're licensed or not. So you have to call the office, and the office regulates that. So you call the office back. That's 3 phone calls for one appointment. And these agents, if you got 30 offers, and let's pretend only 30 showings, then that was 90 phone calls. So how many phone calls could these guys make without having a staff? We have a staff of 6 answering phones, so we can handle that. But the average agent that was trying to do the high commissions, save as much of the commissions for themselves and not pay the brokerage, they couldn't afford the staff to do that. And so who loses? The homeowner. The homeowner doesn't even know. They can't herd 30 people through the home, because they can't make 90 phone calls and still go out and try to get more business. It's not possible. So there's all these little nuances that happen within the industry that are out there. And what ends up happening is they just end up becoming a discount broker to try to get more business, and then they end up out of the business. And so for us, that's not how we run our business. We run our business by referral. We work with every single customer to give them the optimum assistance that we can possibly deliver. And we don't spend the time running around looking for our next customer. We service that customer. And that customer then thanks us and rewards us by giving us more business, by telling other people about us, for 2 main reasons. 1, because they love the service that we gave them. And 2 is because the people that they're telling, they want that person to experience the service that they had, because they know of many different styles that are out there. And it's hard to get someone who really cares 100% about their business and is not just in it to make money. And so while our approach has been for definitely all the people that emailed in, it's like, no, just get to work. Then,
I think there's a misconception here about, if you care for your clients, you're not making any money. That's the way what I'm hearing.
No, I think most realtors care for their clients.
I don't mean that. I mean, the emails sound like, if you care about your customers and all that, you're wasting your time, get another job, which I don't understand.
Some people have that attitude, but you know what? I would quit.
I don't understand.
I would become an Uber driver or whatever the heck I would be.
And somehow, I live in a house, I drive a car, I have an office, as you can see I'm sitting in, and we both sell real estate. We do not have another job. I don't have anything else that's bringing income in. But somehow I'm still living, so I must be making some money somewhere. But anyways, I'm just throwing that out there.
Not according to those people that are writing in.
I'm just throwing that out there. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to even afford to sit here where I am. But Kyle says, it's sad that none of you are salespeople. Maybe try it. You can still be good to customers, but you need to change your tactics. Strive for excellence, long-term goals. How about money to pay the bills? Well, Kyle, my whole soliloquy right there was kind of telling you that someone's paying our bills, and let me tell you, it's not my neighbor. My neighbor's not paying my bills. So, and I'm going to be a little bit serious here now that I don't wish the same as you to, I don't wish the same as you do to go out there and be driven for the sales for the money. Like I showed somebody one of my listings the other day, right? And we talked, we were probably an hour, him and his son, and we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about the market. We talked about, first time I met him, we talked about what's going on around the listing and everything. I also showed him someone else's listing in the building, which he did not ask me to do, but I did it because I wasn't just trying to sell him my listing. I wanted to sell him what was good for him and his family. And he said to me at the end, before we left, and he said, well, you have all my information. He's like, if you see something, you kind of know what we're looking for, can, think of me. And I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I can set you up on my system, and put in all the parameters, and you can get the emails of listings the minute they come out, the same as I do on the board. But I said, I am not going to call you. I am not one of these salesy people that are going to be picking up the phone now every day and saying, oh, you want to see this, you want to see that. So we kind of laughed because I don't do that. And yeah, maybe I won't when he's ready to buy. Maybe he won't think of me. Maybe he'll go to somebody else, but so be it, because I cannot hound people. Now that you've given me your phone number and your email address and you want help, I'm not going to call you down, right? And it's the same thing today. When I went to drop a book off, right? There was another realtor that called her mom and came in yesterday to see her on an appointment, which go right ahead, right? I mean, if you think there's somebody else that can do a better job, whether you're my friend or not, go with those people,
We want
right?
you to
I mean,
get who you're
yeah,
comfortable
right? I
with.
want you to do what's good for you, and I'm not going to hold it against you. And, he said to her, he's like, yeah, in and around 750. Now, I don't know where he pulled that number out, but at least he wasn't way out to lunch. But, I looked at him and said, I can't promise you 750. I don't even know about 7 because the market's really bad and we're selling a specialized item here that's not for
Condominium.
everybody. It's a condominium and it's adult living. So, at that point, and that's what happens with, and I've lost a lot of listings because of that, because somebody goes in and they big up the price. They don't give them anything. He didn't give her any paperwork. He didn't
What do
give
you
her
mean
nothing.
by a lot?
Well, if something's worth 6 and
I
then
know,
they're
but
telling
I
you it's worth 7.
haven't seen that. You said you lost a lot of listings that way.
No, well, I've lost some. I have,
Okay,
because people
but you said a
promise
lot.
more, and then what happens? Then they're
Oh, that's
calling us
true.
down, saying, and we're like, I'm so sorry, but you've signed with somebody. I'm legally not allowed to talk to you about your listing, right? Whether you're my friend or not, I'm not allowed, and that's just regulations, right? You can't interfere with someone else's listing, and it's happened many times. And, but I'm okay with it.
So many times she's saying like 3. So here's the
know, I'm
thing.
just saying.
Yeah, I know,
But you're
it's just
right, because
misleading
most of the
when you
people
speak.
that we work
For
with know
example, you
us.
said that you told him you're not going to call him. So here's the thing. He's not her client. Okay? They just signed an agreement just to show those 2 condos, and it was not an agreement to work together. So she's not, so she is, if he wants to work with her, then that's up to her. He'll get a different level of service. But in terms of chasing the sale, that is not how we do things. We don't chase the sale. That's not our brand.
And we're not for everybody.
And so,
We're not everybody's cup
and
of
it's
tea.
not. But
We are
if
really a boutique.
if he was a client, then yes, she'll follow up, talk to him, service him.
If he wants me to,
If
I
that's
will.
what he wants. But yes, so I just wanted to clear that up because it just sounded like maybe he was a client, but he's not a
Oh,
client.
no,
He was just a customer for those 2 particular listings if he wanted to see him, because nowadays
But
if
I
you're
don't
going to
badger my
show
clients
anybody
either.
if
I
you're
send
going
them-
to show anybody a unit or anything like that today, with the laws are that they have to sign for that. But you can make that document exclusive to that unit or that building or that area, you can do that, any which way you want. It doesn't have to be now you're my client. So we go through the process of helping people because, one of the listings are ours, helping people to see what it is that they need to see. And then if they want to become a client, then we'll work with them as a client. And things change drastically.
And, yeah, I guess
when
I
that
should
happens.
have preference, like you said. I mean, if you're my client, yes, I will
Then that's
email you
different.
listings that I think are of interest
And
to
call
you.
and drop by.
But I don't. But
and
no. But
text.
Randy. But I don't. I don't now say, oh, well, what did you think of those? Do you want to go see them? I send it to them. I make sure they've got it, and then I tell them, if you like them, reach out to me. If you don't like them, let me know what you don't like about it so I don't send you that again. So, yeah, I don't just sign somebody up and just say free will, find what you want. I'm not like that. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Okay.
I
cool.
get
So you're getting all defensive.
whatever.
But not necessarily. But I just wanted to clarify that we only have like a few minutes left, and I wanted to ask you a personal question.
Oh, geez, okay.
No, I'm just teasing you. I've dug into you enough today. So, isn't it? I find it really interesting. I do agree with one of the people who said, "Oh, you're not a salesperson on this." So, salespeople come in many different varieties. We are definitely salespeople. That is what we do. We sell real estate, so by definition, we're a salesperson. But I think Jackie was talking about more of the negative connotation about salesperson who is there for commissions. I think that's really where she's was referring to, or I would refer to if I was to
Can I say
talk.
one thing? Just because you said that, and just because we're not salesy and out for the transaction doesn't mean that we don't do transactions.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't mean that we don't earn a commission.
It's really interesting because what is it? 70%.
But are we as well off as some of those realtors?
Yeah,
Heck
there's
no.
there's realtors that are
Heck
earning incredible money.
Yeah.
So and here's the thing is that if we wanted to put together a transaction mill style office, then we would. But that doesn't turn us on. That's not what makes us happy.
That's
so
why we have a very select group of us together, because
And that's
not
what we
everybody
do.
can work within that, because for us, it is, unfortunately, to some of the people listening, I guess being there for your client is not such a good thing.
Well, for some people, and we know that,
And caring about, but you know what's sad?
You know what's-
That's the way the world is now.
No,
You
well-
can't care for another person without there's some kind of alternative that you're looking for.
Well, because a lot of people are really scarred, right? They're very scarred. They can't believe that there would be people out there that are necessarily doing something for, let's say, nothing. They don't believe in those types of people. But here's the thing that I will tell you is that 70% of the population, at least 70%, doesn't care about our style. But 30% of the population does. And out of that 30%, we really only need 1% of them to know about us. And so they learn through their friends and their family and that. And no, we don't put out ads and take the calls and say, hey, listen, why don't you meet me at my office so we can go over the paperwork so you can sign to be a customer. That's not how we run our business. We run our business through our service. And our service is what generates us sales. It's a little bit different. It's obviously for most of the keyboard warriors, it's not their style.
I don't like that term either.
I don't care.
I know it's used a lot out there, but I don't
Well,
like
it
that.
is. Look what they were saying.
Keyboard warrior.
Imagine this: you're doing as much as you can for your clients, and people don't like it. Like they are actually angry about it.
I don't know if they're angry. I think they think
are. Oh
it's
well, just
hogwash.
either get another job or just sell. Don't get the extra documents or booklets for your client. Don't do any of these things. That is the negative. You know, and so that's why I would call that a keyboard warrior. I'm not saying that you're going out and you're being crazy like some of these young kids, but obviously it's about negative, and that's okay. And not everybody's the same, and we appreciate.
We are out of time.
Yeah, and we appreciate you
Yes,
being a keyboard
course.
warrior. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had those
okay.
emails. So thank you for listening. This has been Your Home, Your Money, and Our Lives on realityradio101.com. Bye for now. Almost
Ciao.
lost that one, eh?
Thank you for listening to Your Home, Your Money with your hosts, Randy and Jackie Rodney, right here on Reality Radio 101.